Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday, March the 24th, and this is part 2 of the solar kiln build. I've already done a little bit of work. I got the roof on the back side. I got it on the front side temporarily. I've got some time-lapse footage that we'll get to right after this little intro to lay out kind of what we're going to do. So I've got a lot of projects that I want to work on in here, but first, before I do that, I went to the lumber yard this morning. It's a little bit afternoon, and I'm going to start working on trying to get the siding on at least one side today so that you can see what it looks like, and we'll try to pull that together and make that happen. A lot of other things going to be going on. We should be wrapping up this video pretty soon, and then we'll start working on electronics. Well, here we are on the sidewall. We're back. We're going to start knocking out some siding here pretty quick. So I've got this 4-inch rough textured siding that I got at the lumberyard this morning. So the walls are going to have that grooved plywood sheathing on the outside, and then as we go up towards the top in the peaks right there, I'm using pressure treated dog-ear fence boards. We'll be cutting the dog-ear off, but we're going to turn that into lap siding that's going to come back over the top of the sheathing and basically do a lap siding peak all the way up to the top. I'm trying to figure out in my head how I'm going to work on trimming out the long sides of the roof over the lap siding, and also on this side as well. Doing some thinking and figuring out on this. I got to get this siding up and stuff so that I can actually finish and trim out and close out the top. On the front side, you'll see I made a little dormer so that the fan that's under there has a little bit of protection from the weather. Like I said previously, it's a radiator fan made for automotive radiators and stuff, so I'm not too worried about it, but I just wanted to add a little bit of a feature there and actually put something to deflect the rain and all that away from it. I've got some screen that I'm gonna put in there to keep the bugs out. The roofing that you see on this side is just temporary because we had some really heavy rain come in on Friday, and I wanted to get that up to keep this dried in, and it worked great, to be honest with you. So it's just all up there with about 4 screws. So as soon as I get ready to go up there and put the siding on and figure out how I'm going to trim all that in, I'll be taking those off so I can go up there and do that. It only took me about an hour to get them up, so I can take them off and put them back on at will as I work through that to get it to where I need to be. So at this point, I think what we're going to do is we're going to shift over to a little bit of time-lapse work and try to see how much of this siding we can get done today. One of the things that I did do, if you notice on the bottom there, I put me some helpers to help hold the plywood up. I'll just set them up there, line them up, and then screw them down. Got one behind that sheet as well. I've already dry fit it, and this thing is holding true and square and level, so it's going to be a piece of cake to get those up. I'll be screwing them down and we'll get after it, and we'll start working. Let's do it. Well, there you go, folks. Got a good start. I'm pretty much at the end of my ladder right now. It's getting a little sketchy up there, and I got some intricate cuts up there at the top, so I'm going to call it right here for this particular part of it right now. It's Sunday evening. It's this whole thing was about 2.5 hours from the time I started it until now. Not too bad. I mean, especially considering all that work up there was up and down the ladder over and over and over again. If I had scaffolding, that would have went much quicker, but it is what it is. I got a step ladder I can borrow from one of my neighbors. He's already said I can use it, and I'll be able to close out a lot of that top stuff. But kind of liking the way it looks. Those are just rough cut fence boards, 5/8 by 6 feet dog ears, and I cut the dog ears off and went to town with it. Once I got to the point where the boards were less than 6 feet, I was able to just cut a single board and then figure out the pattern. And the pattern is each board is 8 inches shorter than the last one, so I was able to knock several of them out all at once and then get up there and put them up. And I'm thinking it's coming out pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll get back after it again. I wanted to try to do a little bit of a tour and close this video out for the day. It's still Sunday the 24th, but here's what the roof looks like on the back side. I need to trim it out still along the edges and stuff. The second panel from the end is the one that you saw almost try to fly away from me in the time lapse. It was really blustery that day. I should have never tried to do this, but I did it anyway. I got it done, and I was really happy with that. But that last, that second to last piece was a little bit of a challenge with the wind. The last one was a challenge because I couldn't get to everything. So in the time lapse, you saw me bring the tractor over, so I pulled it up right over there to the edge of the sidewalk and the rocks there. Lifted the front end loader up as high as I could get it with a step ladder in it. And I had some chains in it, and I used the chains to actually provide a level base for the step ladder, and I was able to get it done. One of those things where you don't try this at home, but I got it done. So that's what it looks like right now. A few things that I do want to point out now that I've got the siding and stuff. I'm going to really try to press and work on getting this side done, get those doors hinged. I got some decorative hinges that I'm going to use, but I need to get it sided and get it trimmed out before I put those on. So hopefully by next weekend that'll be done. I'm going to work on that a little bit at a time during the week in the evenings. Don't really get a chance to do much recording because it's so late and stuff, but and it slows me down. But hopefully by next weekend I'll have it. Maybe I'll have some time lapse to show what I've done of this and how it came together. But the next thing that I need to do is come around this side and do the same thing over here. I really need to get, I had to get some, when I went to the lumberyard today, I had to get some more of the house wrap because I ran out, which is why that's not covered. But I've got some more, so I'm going to cover that, and then I'm going to put the siding and the vertical siding on the bottom, the lap siding on the top, get that done. Once that's done, then I'll be able to trim out the edges of the roof, seal those in, and then cap and seal and trim the top of the roof as well. Because once I get this all done, the next thing that I'll be doing is working on the front, and that's the whole reason why I have the roofing on the front is temporary, because that is the only way. I have to take that off, and that's the only way that I can actually get up to the top and do anything up there. I'm going to clean up and trim out my little dormer a little bit as well, make that look a lot nicer. It's just framed in right now and screwed up. I did that to put a roof over it and make sure that the water didn't get to the fan. Right in the center of that hole of the dormer is where that fan is. All that's going to get cut out, and it's going to get trimmed out, and put some screen over it to keep the bugs out. One of the other things that I wanted to point out, you see the sealant tape that I used. I put that flashing up there to shed the water to the top side of the roof and anything that got underneath the siding. I put that tape there to seal the edge of that flashing so that nothing got behind it. Once I get the siding up there, get all that leveled and trimmed and finished and stuff, and I put that roof in permanently, that'll all be sealed under there, and then I'll have some of those supports for that corrugated underneath the edge, and I'll screw it all down all the way across and make sure that it's nice and tight and watertight so I don't have any issues with it. Siding the front of this is going to be a bit of a challenge. One of the biggest things that I'm trying to figure out and work on right now is a means and method to shed water away from these railroad ties down here. When I put it together, I kind of screwed up, and I got it way too tight to those railroad ties, and what I want to do is be able to figure out a way to shed water, because it's so tight. I don't want all that wood under there to prematurely rot. It's all pressure treated, but if I can keep it somewhat dry, it's not going to be perfectly dry, but if I can keep it somewhat dry, it'll be all right. So I'm going to try to figure out a watershed. I might use some flashing or something and just kick it away from the building. Going to be working on my door here before too much longer. I got some ideas for that. Can't wait to try that out. It may work, it may not work, but we'll figure it out together. So I just wanted to do a quick rundown on it, let you know what we got going on. I'm really happy the way that this came out. That was kind of what I had in mind. Obviously I need to trim it. I've already got the paint. I'll start painting it here before too much longer as well. That top part up there should be pretty quick. I'll take the roof off over here, and that'll help get to that. Won't be too much of a deal, but I just wanted to do a quick rundown of where we're at and what we got going on. All the inside's painted black except for a few touch-up spots. So we're in good shape. It's taking a lot longer than I thought, but that's because of work and the weather, so we will get her done. Well, hello everyone. It is Friday, and I'm going to do something now that I haven't done in a while since I was working on the sawmill, and that's a lunchtime blitz. I got 50 minutes to try to see how much I can get done while I'm on my lunch break, and I'm going to put it on time lapse. We're going to get to work and see what we can get done. Well, that's it everyone. 50 minutes is up. I got to go back to work, but doesn't do too bad. Got 3 sheets of the siding up. I was hoping to get all 4 of them up, but I had some problems. I forgot that the railroad ties down here, I put that flashing on last night, and I forgot that they actually slope uphill, so they were making my boards need to be a little bit shorter. They started out a full 8 feet down there, and then they got progressively shorter. Right here at this corner, they're 94.5. I just measured it. Another thing that I did yesterday evening was I cleared up my firewood and opened up a platform there so that I can actually start working on the siding and get to the top of this side as well. But that's it. I'm out of time. I got to get back to work. So thank you, and I appreciate it. Well, there you are, folks. So as soon as work got done, I came out here. I did a few things before I started recording. Finished the siding on that wall, cut out and sealed the door, and then I came over here and finished out all the way to the top there and put that first piece up there. I'm running out of daylight and running out of energy, so I'm going to call it for now, and we'll get back after it tomorrow morning. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a insight into what we got going on. You saw the time lapse of the lunchtime activities that I did that carried me all the way except to the last piece. I cut open the door, put the last piece up, did all the sill tape and trimmed the door in, finished out the top of the peak there, and then put that first piece up there. So that's where we are right now. We'll see what we can get done tomorrow. Well, welcome back everyone. It is Saturday, March the 30th, and the first thing I want to tell you is that little contraption that you see in front of me, that metal grid, those 2x6s, that platform that I alluded to earlier, it came apart on me. I was working way up there and my ladder came right out from under me and I fell all the way down to here. That hurt. But I recovered and got back to it and got it all done. As you can see, got the siding on this side, got the lap siding all the way up to the top on this side. If you notice, my experience from the other side paid off because I was able to get a lot cleaner edges and stuff based on the experience that I had over there, and make this come out a lot nicer than it did on the other side. Doesn't matter, it's going to be covered up with trim, but I just wanted to try to get it a little bit better. I've been trying to figure out what to do with this side. Unfortunately, I'm in a bind because well, in all fairness, the siding that I'm using over here that I was planning on carrying across the front here, well, the lumberyard don't have any more and they don't know when they're going to get any more, so I got to do something different. I'm not going to wait. I'll probably be working on that tomorrow, figure out something, get it going. What I've done today is obviously the other side that I just showed you, I got that all put together. I also came under here and experimented and put in the paneling underneath the eaves, so I'll try to carry that all the way across as well. The other thing that I was able to do is get the plywood on the top of the roof up there. Based on all the intricate cuttings and everything else that you have associated with that dormer, what I decided to do was drop back the plywood about 13.5 inches, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I've already got the plywood cut, I just need to take the roof panel off and get up there and put it on. And then I'm going to use the lap siding adjacent to and inside and outside of the dormer. So the whole dormer will be encased with lap siding, and then the outside of it will be lap siding as well. There was no way I was going to be able to make all those cuts with a sheet of plywood and get that working, so it's easier to work with a small 13.5 inch piece of lap siding than it is to try to do all that cutting with a sheet of plywood. As you can see over here, I've got the roof off on the last two panels. I had to do that to be able to get that plywood up. I'm going to put those back on tomorrow morning. Come over here in front of the dormer, take those off and start working on this side and get that all trimmed up and closed in, and then put those back on, and then come over here and do this side and do the same thing. And so by tomorrow that whole dormer should be cut up. If you notice, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's a long overhang on that that roofing material, that corrugated roofing. I'm going to cut that back. I just used what I had that was already cut to length and put it up there just because it was about to rain and I needed to get something up there pretty quick. So I'm going to cut that back and then get all that trimmed out and ironed out and worked out. Tomorrow I hope that I can get this all finished up. I'm going to try to finish up the wood underneath the eaves and then put those fascia boards on tomorrow. And then I think I have an idea for that back wall where the doors are, but I'm going to try that and see what I can do, because I've got one sheet of plywood, and so I've got to figure out a way to make that one sheet of plywood give me what I need to finish that other side. I'm going to use the more or less mimic what I did on the sidewalls, and that is to put the vertical siding on the bottom and then on the top of it go up all the way to the eaves with the lap siding. That's what I think I'm going to do, but it's easier to get that lap siding than it is to get this plywood, so that's where I'm at. So tomorrow is going to be another day. It's going to be busy. Hopefully I can get a lot of this stuff done. I think that whatever I get done tomorrow, I'm going to close this video out and go to part 3 and then start working on trimming and painting and electronics and the whole 9 yards. So I just wanted to give you a rundown of where we are today, and we'll pick it back up tomorrow. Well, happy Easter, everyone. It is Saturday, March 31st, Easter Sunday, and I did not get near as much done today as I wanted to. Unfortunately, it rained all day. So I took advantage of what time I had in between the showers. I worked inside. And when the rain cleared at about 4 o'clock, I was actually able to get to work, get some stuff done. It's now 7:30, so about 3 hours worth of work, and let me show you what I got done. So as you can see, I got the lap siding on each side, ran it all the way up to the top, trimmed out the dormer and closed the ends of that in, and on the inside as well. Did the same thing on the other side of the dormer. I still have the house wrap in there because I'm covering the fan until I put the screen up and stuff. Not really a big deal, but I'm still trying to figure out how to do the screen and make it bug proof. The other thing that I did, if you notice across the front this morning, while I was waiting for it to rain, I put my fascia boards up. Did that a little at a time in between rain showers, and that pretty much covers that. Because of the rain, I put the house wrap over the door, taped it up. Coming on the inside, you can see that, well, I don't know if you can see, but that black up there is actually vapor barrier, plastic. I got all the insulation in all the way across. You can see the insulation there. I didn't quite finish all the vapor barrier, but got that all in today while it was raining. And that pretty much wraps it up. So unfortunately, this is getting really long, so I'm going to close this one down, call it a wrap, and then we will get after it on part 3 and get this thing finished up. Next thing I need to do is all the trim work, painting, all of that kind of stuff on the outside, get my door in so it's sealed. Good news, the bind that I told you about yesterday with regard to the siding for the other side of the shed, I went online today and apparently they got some more in, so I'm not going to have to revamp that. I can be able to stick to the plan. So more to come. This is where we are right now, calling it a wrap, and we'll be back on part 3. Thank you. Happy Easter, everyone.